Yes, I wonder how ceramic tableware is made from such an incomprehensible substance. How it is made and what difficulties are encountered on the way, we will learn today.
Hello, wo war hier?
To begin with, of course, we need clay. It is usually sold ready-made in a needlework store. But to turn it into something worthwhile, you need a lot of unusual tools, with which we will be closely familiarized in the process of work. There are many things. And cutters, and here is such an unusual mallet. But you're probably expecting a potter's wheel. However, today our technology does not imply it, and we will need only such an unusual rotating platform. We made all these tools in advance together with the operator, who is now graduating from university. And we will return to the clay, which must be beaten with a mallet. Then bend the workpiece in the likeness of the letter C and continue to beat until very thin. We level the plane with a wooden stick. And take this unusual but very simple tool, consisting of a stick and two blades. They are used to cut out the base, which will need to be fixed on the platform with a smooth circle of clay. Unwrap the platform and carefully cut off the torn edges. Then take the base and wrap it around the platform, cutting off the excess edges. Water glue the cut spot and smooth the edges.
And now the magic begins.
With the help of a tool in the form of a spatula, I blow by blow give the future product the necessary shape. The clay slowly but surely yields and bends in the direction I need. And the curved edge we just cut off. In this place there are not enough circles of 7.5 centimeters. We transfer the size and cut it out of the layer of clay. Then we apply a more liquid clay composition on the facet as glue and put the lid in its place, smoothing the joints and edges to give the integrity of the construction. Having turned over the blank, we tap it again with a spatula, bending the facet from the backside. Now the design has become similar to a clay pot, but as you realized from the preview, we are making a teapot. The reverse edge also needs to be cut with a cutter for its alignment. And finally, you can glue the bottom of the future teapot. I smooth the sharp edge with a blade, removing excess clay. Since the lid will be on top, it is necessary to increase the height of the walls, so we glue another clay circle. And also smooth and cut off the excess edges. The body is ready and it can be put aside to deal with the handle and spout. The future handle is made of twisted clay sausage in one movement. But with the spout things are more complicated. We cut off a part of the cone, and then with the help of a skewer roll the inner diameter, thereby getting a through hole. Having slightly finalized the edges, the spout turned out to be very beautiful. We try it and the handle in their places, and after trying it on you can glue the handle on the liquid clay. For the spout, it is still necessary to make a filter hole. And you can also glue, while smoothing all the joints. You can start the most responsible stage with cutting out the neck. If you pull your hand a little, you can ruin the whole teapot, but thank God, everything worked out. Smooth out the sharp edge, and then proceed to the lid, which I recommend you to watch without voiceover. When the kettle was ready, there was no limit to the happiness. It turned out to be a very difficult task, but the most difficult stages are still ahead of us. After 2 days, the kettle is completely dry. But we also turn on the oven on low temperature to send the kettle to dry out for the whole day, gradually increasing the degree. But that's not all. The roasting temperature has to be almost 1000 degrees, so we headed out of town to build a huge fire. Yeah, we brought plenty of firewood. We unloaded it from the trunk. And start digging a hole, first removing the top layer of turf, and then we dig even deeper. The pipe with a hole will supply the coal with air pressure. We place it in the center of the pit between the bricks, and from the backside we install the pump. By the way, we actually have 2 kettles, but the first one cracked when drying, so we had to make a second attempt. We put them both in the pit on the bricks, and sprinkle first with ordinary coal, and then encircle them with logs, so that the heat gradually reached from the sides to the center.
We light the fire and ten wie weit.
The flame flared up quickly, and the air blown from below increased the temperature so much that the kettle soon began to glow bright red. But unfortunately, not everything went according to plan. As you can see, after the coals burned through, the kettles began to crack. The lids didn't survive at all, and soon both kettles cracked due to the blowing cold wind. At this point, it was not a good feeling in the soul. We went to the garage to take a closer look at the kettles. We urgently taped up the cracks and started looking at the kettle. The color had changed to a beautiful brick color and there was a distinctive ceramic sound, but unfortunately the hardening had produced many imperfections. Of course, you can make tea there and even pour it into cups, but after the glue I will not drink it. It's a difficult technology, this ceramics. Let's get 30,000 likes, and then we will correct all the mistakes and make something else out of clay.